I'm going to go through the control panel really quickly. Come over this way. Up top you have the generator. How you start the generator is you hold down the start button. This red light is going to blink, 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 blink until it starts. It'll blink until it starts. Once it starts, it'll be a solid red, just like this. And you'll hear it, and you'll know when to pull your finger off that starter motor. And that's it on that. Next, you have the extender. So to extend the slide extender, or extend, and then the retract. To retract it, you just hit the button down, and it'll retract. To extend, you just hit the extend button down. Now keep in mind, you cannot extend or retract the slide unless the engine and the keys are out of the ignition. The engine has to be off, keys have to be out of the ignition for that to work. Also, the generator would need to be on, or you'd have to be connected to permanent power. Your water pump is right here. Whenever you're going to use the toilet or the sink, you'll need to turn on the water pump. Unless you're on dedicated water from the RV park that you're staying at, then you'll use their pressure to pressurize the system. If you don't have pressure from their system, this pressurizes the system here by turning this button on. So if you're going to use the bathroom, you'll turn that on. You'll go use the bathroom. I'll show you how to do that real quickly. You open this up, you just push this little lever right down here, and it's going to spray water, and you're going to be able to use the bathroom. You also have to use RV toilet paper. You can't use any other kind of toilet paper. Okay? Nextly, you have these little cubes down here. These cubes are used basically one per your whole trip, meaning they last for 2 full weeks. So when it's first dumped, like it was dumped the other day, it right now has a little bit of, you put a little bit of water inside of it, then you dump one of those tubes down there. Right now, if you were in here, you would notice that it smells very fresh, and that's because one of those are in there. It'll last for, like I said, 2 weeks and be allowed to have 80 gallons of waste inside there, and it'll still last for that time. When you dump the RV and you're going to bring it back to us dumped, then you'll put a little bit more water inside here, meaning you'll run this down about 2 liters. You're going to keep that running for about 2 liters. And then you'll dump one of these little cubes, or little packets, open it up and drop it right down inside there. Okay? And that's how you do the toilet there. Everything else is just like a normal household. You've got the water here and so forth, just like a normal household. The other thing is this fan here. It is turned off right now. And this switch over here turns it on, meaning you'd have to turn it on over there, and the switch is off. The reason why it's off is because most people turn it off, because if you are in here and you turn on that fan, it'll suck the water, the air, out of this whole RV in a matter of seconds. So most people don't want their kids hitting this in, because when they come inside here, they turn on all the lights, and then the fan goes on, and then they leave them on, and then all the air conditioning has just gone out of the unit. So again, you can turn it on by hitting that button there as an on, and it'll turn on that fan, meaning it'll be on so that when you hit the switch, it'll turn on at that time. Okay? Go back over to the panel. We have all the gauges here. All these gauges help you know what's going on, how full they are. So LP gas is full, your battery is going to be full, your fresh water is almost full, as we saw already out on the outside tank. It was 2/3 full. And then your black's going to be empty, and your gray's going to be empty. Now sometimes when you hit this black and you know it's been drained, it might read 1/3 or 2/3. That just means there's something on the actual sensor that's making it read that. Next, you have the water heater. Most people don't use the water heater much because it's just the water from the tank, and that tank is already just lukewarm water. But if you do want hot water, like really hot water, it's a 5-gallon tank. You hit this 110 volt on, and that'll use electricity to heat it up. If you don't have the generator on at all and you're not plugged into power, you can hit it with the gas, and the gas will actually heat it up. Okay, so you use either of those, but always keep those in the off position when you're driving down the road or when you're not using the water heater, because it will burn it out. Also, like the water pump, we'll turn it off because we're not using it, so there's no point to keep that pump continuing to pressurize that system. Okay, and now let's go to the air conditioners really quickly. You got the 2 air conditioners here. Since we are on generator, we have both air conditioners on. Now if we were to turn the generator off, we would want to make sure these are off before you turn the generator off. Also, before you turn the generator on, you want to make sure these are off. The way you do that is you make sure these are off when you turn off the generator. So to turn these on, I'm going to run through it fast because it's really hot in here, getting cooler as we're sitting here. We're going to just hit the on-off button, hit it once, it goes to furnace, hit it again, it's off. Hit it again, it goes to fan. Hit it again, it goes to cool. So we're gonna keep it on the cool. There is a slight delay from here to there. So if I were to turn it totally off, I'd have to wait about 30 seconds before it actually turns off. Okay, that one will turn off, then you'll cycle over to the next one. Now, when you're first gonna get the RV, all this is gonna be off. So you're gonna make sure that disconnect at the front of the steps is on. Then you're gonna turn on the generator. The air conditioners are gonna be off. So once the generator's on, you wanna wait about 30 seconds to a minute. I'd wait a full minute until the generator is generated enough power to turn on something. So it's gonna sit there generating. You'll wait about a minute, and then you'll come over here, you'll hit this button over to cool, and you'll wait, and it'll turn on that air conditioner. After that air conditioner has cycled on, you'll want to wait 2 more minutes before you cycle on the second air conditioner. Once this one's been on for 2 full minutes, then you'll come over and you'll hit this one, cycle it through to be on, and it'll turn on, and then you're good to go. Again, if you were to do both of them at the same time, the generator does not have enough sufficient power to crank over those engines to start up those air conditioners or crank over the condenser. So again, you have to do it in cycles. Turn on the generator, wait 1 minute, turn the first air conditioner on, wait 2 minutes, turn the second air conditioner on. Then when you're going to turn it all off, the system off, and before you plug into permanent power, you'll turn off the air conditioner, wait until it cycles off, and then turn off the generator, then plug into permanent power. You'll never want to plug into permanent power when you have the generator on. That's it.